Hi, boys and girls. This is Mrs. Cronovich and our friend Kirby Bear. We miss you and we have a story for you today. And our story is called When Sophie Thinks She Cant. You might be thinking this reminds you of the story that we heard called When Sophie Gets Angry, really angry. And you're right, it's the same character. The author of our story is Molly Bang. And this book has a book jacket on it. We know that the book jackets help protect the book. So I'm going to slide the jacket off while we read the story. So this book also is going to remind you of something we say in class a lot. So here we go. Sophie loves working in the vegetable garden and exploring the woods. But today it's pouring rain and Sophie's inside trying to build puzzle pieces into a square. Sophie's sister walks by. She moves the pieces and suddenly it fits perfectly. Too bad you're not smart, says her sister, and she walks away. Those were such mean words, weren't they? And Sophie thinks, I can't. The next day is sunny, but not sunny for Sophie. I can't do anything, she thinks. She drags her feet all the way to school. Right? Those bad words stuck to her, didn't they? Oh no! What's the one word on the board? Smart. How do we become smart? Asked her teacher, Mrs. Mulry. Nobody knows the answer. They all think you have to be born smart. Flex those strong muscles of yours, says Mrs. Mulry. All the children flex their muscles. Our muscles get stronger when we exercise, right? When we exercise our brains by thinking hard, our brains get stronger too. Now, we've been learning about rectangles and squares. Rectangle, 4 sides, 4 right angle, square. All 4 sides are just the same. Today, we'll exercise our brains with a math puzzle using squares and rectangles. But I can't do puzzles, Sophie thinks. I know I have strong muscles. I'm good at soccer and I work hard in the garden. I can't do puzzles and I'm never smart at math. If Sophie thinks she can't, she can't. But her teacher, Mrs. Mulry, is talking. You're going to build a bigger rectangle out of 12 small squares. How many different kinds of rectangles can you make? Use the tools at your table or come up with your own way to solve the math puzzle. I can't do it, says Sophie. Make your brain stronger, whispers her friend Paula. Just try. Paula gathers up a pile of square tiles. Think hard, Sophie, whispers Andrew. He takes a sheet of graph paper. Sophie sits and stares and stares. Maybe she can draw them. Oh, Sophie does draw squares, but her squares are all different sizes. Paula has too many tiles. Andrew's graph paper has too many squares. This problem is too hard. Mrs. Mulry is smiling. She speaks to the class. I see you mathematicians are struggling, she says. Now is the time to use the most important word. The word is yet. You haven't figured it out yet. Keep working, keep trying, and you will. Paula, Andrew, and Sophie work hard. Paula takes only 12 tiles and builds them into a rectangle. Andrew marks a red X in each square as he counts them. Sophie thinks of her garden. Her garden is a rectangle. The vegetables are in straight lines. Sophie draws a line with 12 different vegetables on it. She draws squares around the 12 vegetables. Yeah, Sophie's using what she knows from the world, isn't she? Paula, Andrew, and Sophie count their different rectangles, 4 different kinds. But Sophie is worried. Mine's not a rectangle, she groans. It's too long. It is a rectangle, says Paula. It's a very long one. We did it! Just think how excited they must feel. Their hands are up and there's smiles on their faces. Meanwhile, Mrs. Mulry looks at the rectangles the other students have made. 6 rectangles. You all did it, she says. There were 6 different ways to solve the problem. Smarter! You've worked hard and gotten stuck. You've used the most important word yet. You've tried and tried again, helped each other and solved it. Those brains of yours have certainly gotten stronger. Sophie feels the sun on her face. I solved the puzzle, she laughs, and it was a math puzzle. I did it, and I can do it again. I'm getting smarter. When Sophie gets home, her dad has a puzzle too. I can't figure out how to fix this cabinet door, he says. Dad, says Sophie, you have to use the most important word. You can't figure it out yet. Can I help? And you know what? They do fix it together. Wasn't this a great book, boys and girls? So next time you can't do something or think you can't, remember, it's just that you can't do it yet. If you keep working on it and maybe get a friend to help, you'll be amazed at what you can do. Thanks for joining me for today's story. Goodbye. See you next time.